Hey, Herschel.
Here again. Look at us.
Right,
We
right.
podcasters now. Woo, child. Look at us. We on camera.
Okay, but we always talking shit. So let's just get to
Oh,
it.
I mean, would it be us if we not
Well,
talking shit?
well,
But what we doing today, Reggae?
just talking shit.
Or not?
Okay. So today I want to talk about change. Change, change, change.
Oh,
The one constant thing that happens to us all.
okay,
Change, right?
okay. I'm just saying, I ain't changing.
What's you tell me how you can how are you doing that? How does that happen?
I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
You know what? That's the one thing that people actually they don't like it. So let's
Well,
just
most people don't like change
they don't
because
like
change
it,
is hard.
right?
Change is hard,
Like, okay,
with
one
anything.
anything. People don't like they say they like growth, they don't.
No, no,
You know,
no.
I'm gonna put change kind of next to the truth. People don't like the truth, but let's just go back to change for a second.
Ooh, ooh, you about to hit people with something? People
I'm gonna
don't
hit it
like
with,
the truth?
I'm gonna hit it with the one,
What?
two. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. They really don't. You know what I mean? But we'll stick on change for a second. So everybody changes, all things changes, everything is temporary. It might be a long time, it might be a short time, but one guaranteed thing in life is that things are going to change.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So my
Whether we like it or not.
whether we like it or not, things are going to
Mm.
change. People are going to change. Although, let's talk about that for a second because people are always saying, I've changed. Do you believe it when people tell you they've changed?
I mean, what are you talking about? Have I kicked my drug habit? Okay, that's great. Like, oh, there's all kinds of change. Like, what do you mean when you say you've changed?
Yeah.
You stopped thieving? Like what? What does that mean? You're not
Because
gonna steal my VCR? Like I don't know what that means.
wait a minute.
not,
Your
not VCR.
VCR? Okay.
Y'all know Pookie and them used to steal VCRs. You know it. You know it. Come up in your house, taking your stuff. Come on now.
Okay,
Okay,
first off,
change.
I'm mad that we all have a Pookie still.
Exactly.
And
Who don't have a Pookie? Who don't have a Pookie in
in
their
addition to
family?
having a Pookie, he probably did take something. But okay, and so anyway, I don't necessarily believe when people tell me that they have changed because I feel like even though all things change, some people change to the same thing over and over and over again.
Well, I think people can change. You
Okay.
cannot make somebody change. We all know that, right?
No,
People
you
been saying
cannot.
that. You cannot make somebody change.
No.
They have to want to do that change on their own.
Right.
But, change is about action, right? So you have to show you've changed. You can say it all day long, but if you're still doing the same thing, then you haven't, right?
Right.
So change is action,
Right.
right? Because that's what it is. Change is constant motion. And so
Mm-hmm.
if your actions do not reflect
Mm-hmm.
your change that you talk about, then no, you have not changed,
What
right?
you have is a desire to change.
Right, right. And
What
we
you
all have a
have
desire.
is
I
an
have a desire not to eat this
right.
donut,
You have an
but
intention. You've got an intention to change. You have, dare say, potential to change,
the
but you
potential.
have not actually changed. If you still talking,
But does potential mean ain't got nothing now? I'm just asking the question
it
because
definitely is.
because I remember watching something from the great Ayanna Vanzant, and she
Uh-huh.
was talking about dating men with potential,
Yeah.
and when she said potential means ain't got nothing now, I was
Hmm.
like, all right, okay, I'm done here. I'm
Right.
done here.
Right.
But yes, let's go back. I don't want to veer too far off the topic.
No, because that's what it's a potential situation. I think to me, if people, because I had a situation where I had an ex call me and said, I've changed. And I thought it's better for me to see that you've changed than for
Mm-hmm.
you to announce it somehow
Mm-hmm.
because now I'm scrutinizing you more intently, right? Like you call me and you tell me I'm different now, things I used to do I'm not doing anymore. Like for example, I used to smoke, I'm not smoking anymore. Well, for how long? Like is that yesterday?
Right.
Um it's better for me to notice the differences and for me to sort of watch you and be like, oh, hmm, you are
Right.
now a man of your word, or you do show up
So
on time, or whatever the thing is.
so that goes to, should people talk about the change or should they just be the change?
I think
Right.
that, yeah,
So right, so my thing is, you telling me is like you want me to acknowledge something that I have not seen.
right,
Right. So at the end of the day, just do the work, just
just
change.
right,
And people are going to say, oh my goodness, Gibby, you could have changed.
yeah,
Now whether they mean that for the good or the bad, not my problem. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, if somebody could say, oh my goodness, Brigay, wow, you've really changed.
right, right.
That's
That's the
because
one thing.
they're seeing your action, they're
Mm-hmm.
seeing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's the change that people are looking for, wanting to see, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So that's one of the things I've noticed too. I would prefer you just show up differently and
Mm-hmm.
then let me tell you that you've changed. I will express the difference that I've seen in you. You don't have to tell me. It doesn't have to be heralded from you. You don't have to ignore, alert me.
Or
I'm
not.
doing this
Or
thing.
not. Like sometimes, we don't have to speak about everything. You know what I mean? If somebody's doing the work and it's like, okay, great. You know?
And that's the other thing. And that's the other thing. If when because as soon as what was happening is when you tell me, I'm like, now who are we changing for?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you think you're changing for me, that is not sustainable. That
Mm-hmm.
will
Mm-hmm.
not last. You
And
that
that's why they say you cannot change, you cannot
right,
make somebody change.
right.
They have to want to do it on their
For
own.
themselves.
Right.
For themselves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So but beyond people though, like how do you handle like when things are like super duper comfortable, you like it, you're happy with things, and then something sort of upsets that apple cart. Like something comes along, I don't like an example would be uh work. Okay. Everything is going smoothly. You know what you're doing. You rocking. You got it. You doing this and you doing that. And then, whoop, something comes and it knocks you off. And it's like, wait a minute. Now, what? So how do you handle it? How do you go about like addressing it when you get knocked off your feet and something kind of comes your way and it guides you in a different direction?
I mean, that could be all kinds of things, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I don't even know how to really answer that, because it's like it could be, it depends on what it is. Like what's the pivot? What knocked me? What happened, right? So if it's something company wide, right? Uh that affected me and affected me personally, then, I would have to deal with it and deal with it on a level that makes sense for me, right? And I don't know. I mean, I do different things with different situations. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know about anybody else, but I don't always, you know, handle the stress of it in the same way for everything, right?
Well, let me drill down. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
you're doing a role, you know what your role is, and then your manager comes along and they says, okay, now I'm gonna give you this extra stuff to do. Now you have what you were currently doing, and I've added to it. I'm gonna expand your role. I might give you more money, but let's not talk about that right now. I
Mm-hmm.
might give you a different title, but let's not talk about that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just have you do these extra duties and we can talk about those things later.
I mean, what does one do with that, right? Like you have to be cautiously aware, right?
Okay.
You know what's going on. You know there are things happening around you. Some are in your control, some are not. Those you cannot control. I don't know how much time I can spend on it, because I can't control it. It has nothing to do with me, really,
Yeah.
right? It's above me now. Anyway,
Yeah.
right? It's above me. So I don't know if I can spend my time stressing about that. But what I can do is try to figure out what's on my level that I can take care of, that I can do. And what does that mean? That I express my discontent? You know what I mean? Does that mean that I say, do I go with the flow? Does that mean it just really depends. You know what I mean? It depends on what's going on. But I think at this stage of the game, and at this stage of my life, I try to deal with what I can deal with and what
Yeah.
I can
No,
control.
right.
right?
Yeah. I will say for
That's all I
me,
can do.
the first thing I do is I tap into my resources by way of mentors. Like I go to them first and I say, hey, listen, this is what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Because I might not have the clarity of mind to sort of respond in the way that I want to. I'm going to have a knee jerk reaction. Like I'm either going to like it, I'm probably not going to like it if you're talking about not giving me more money or adjusting
Mm-hmm.
the title. I'm probably not happy. So before I like respond in any way, even with agreeing to do it, I want to at least tap into some people who might have a different perspective first. I want to say, wait a minute, hold up. Hey,
Hold up. Wait
wait
a
a
minute.
minute, let me put some clarity in it because
Oh,
what I don't want to do,
oh, like
what
that.
I don't want to do is knee jerk myself into a bigger problem. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to tap on some folks and say, hey, here's what happened. Here's the way I'm feeling thinking about it. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
see if I can get a little bit more clarity on it because left to my own devices, I might pop off at the mouth and say something that really I'm going to have to pay for later that I don't want to pay for later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. That's a good strategy. You
Mhm.
know, I like a good pop off, so it just depends.
But I
You
like a
know,
good pop.
I like a good pop off. You know what I mean? Sometimes a pop off is warranted. You know,
You know what? You know what? I have to tell you honestly, you have a great way of quietly popping off. Now, just a, yes, sir. Yes.
do
You,
not know what you speak.
moi?
I do not know what you were talking about. I'm so nice. No, oh, what's the producer? What's Danielle?
Let me tell you what. If Herschel is not happy about something, you will know. You will know.
Why you
Yes.
tell? Because you will not always know. You will not. People used
No.
to say to me
Okay.
all the time, it's like, I never knew you didn't like that person. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I didn't want you to know. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, it's so funny. Yes, I can do a quiet pop off. I'm not gonna back away from it. I can do a quiet pop off because you know, I don't think that there need to get your point across. You do not have to be loud. You don't
Yeah.
have to be obnoxious. You
Yeah.
don't have to do all the things,
Yeah.
right? Because and personally, and I've just seen this work for me. Like it works better for me when I quietly pop off because
Mm-hmm.
then people never see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
And, because people have a tendency to underestimate you when you don't have that loud bravado, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
coming in with the 1-2 punch, and you're just and it kind of throws people off their guard and their game, right? And but it doesn't mean that I deserve less of an answer. I'm just not screaming at you, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's funny. That's
It's a club. Wow.
funny. Danielle agrees. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
she agrees. She agrees.
She don't
She
agree.
agrees. She
She don't
agrees.
agree.
She agrees.
No, no.
The other okay, so that's what I could. So you're right. So as it relates to change, there's like a couple different things going on. You respond differently depending on what the story is. I like to a lot of times, as I said before, tap into my resources and go and I need a different perspective because I
Mm-hmm.
understand that a lot of times it's cloudy for me. So I'm always like, that's when I pick up the phone and I'll call a friend or I'll, call someone that I feel like is just enough removed from it that they can be objective and not, I'm careful not to necessarily call people who I think are going to side with me because I definitely
Mm-hmm.
need a different perspective.
You
I
don't
don't,
need
I
a
don't,
yeah. You don't need
yeah,
a yes man.
I
Yeah.
don't need them going, yeah, well, you right, but unless I'm right. and
Unless you're right.
then,
Unless you're right.
but,
But you also know that person that you're calling is not going to tell you you're right unless you actually
yeah,
call.
unless that's
So
the
that's
case.
that's the good part.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. So, but I definitely tap into my resources. I do that kind of thing. Um, when I do want to talk about though a little bit of an adjacent topic is
Oh, we going adjacent now. Okay.
well, I mean, no. uh, um adjacent to the change is watching other people change or watching other people come up or watching, like for instance, that recently just happened that you know of. We have a friend or a mutual acquaintance who has gotten a promotion. Right. So in the same scenario where we've been asked to do more things, where we're going to talk about money and title at a later date, but we know that promotion is available because it's happening across the street. And now we're over here comparing our story to their story.
Oh, you talking about comparison? The thief of joy. Mm. We're human beings, right? We're human beings,
Mm-hmm.
and we come with the full package of what that means. And there, I would task anybody to tell me that they have never looked at someone else and been like, oh, I wish that was me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's really what you do with it. What do you do with that energy? That really to me makes a difference. There are plenty of times that I've been like, well, how did that happen? Started at the same time, went to the
Mm-hmm.
same school. Like we just
Yeah.
had this the other day. Like,
Yeah.
a friend of ours told us that they went to B school with somebody, and then it's like, how did they get to this position?
Right.
And they're still at the position that they're in, and it's just like, and they didn't do anything different. So how do you? It's really how do you get past that? How do you use that energy? Who do you talk to, or do you even want that position, or you just envious that the person got it? You know what I'm saying? Because half the time we don't even want what they have.
Yeah. I guess so. So here's Yeah, right. Like, so here, you're right. Probably it happens for everybody. It's probably a human nature sort of thing. But you do have to know, for me, I have to know when to cut it off. I have to sort of say, on a surface level, this for that, like comparison.
Mm-hmm.
A layer underneath that, I have to say we're different people. Our stories are different. Our circumstances are different. Sometimes you're ahead,
But
sometimes you're behind.
but that comes
And
with emotional intelligence, right? That
yeah,
comes with time, that comes
yeah,
with age, that comes with wisdom, that comes
yeah,
with experience.
yeah,
And the more you live this life, the more that you experience, the more that you do things. Yes, I feel like everybody's entitled to have their feelings, right?
yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, I could be
But the thing,
envious, right?
I guess one of the bigger differences for me is when you know that somebody is not they don't warrant the thing that's happening. Like you like, but that person's stupid, or
Oh, and we see that right now. Stupid people getting jobs, right?
right,
On the highest
right,
levels,
and
you
you
know what I'm
like,
saying?
but you're not qualified for that
But
thing,
on the
or
highest levels,
yeah,
mediocrity has been accepted, right? So it is the
right.
way to go.
So that's my
So,
point. Like, and then it becomes, how is it? That's when the comparison sort of slips in a way that feels a little bit less like joy of theft of joy, because it's like, but it's not right that you are mediocre, you're incompetent, and you are being elevated into more, 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 more. Meanwhile, over here, I'm at least smart as you or as competent as you, if not more, 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 and it's not happening. So I'm just
hmm
like, that's when it becomes a harder sort of position to stand in that wisdom and to stand in that experience and be steadfast, and I'm not going to compare myself, because it's like, but wait a minute, this
but
shit is
that's the thing. You are going to compare yourself. You are
right.
going
But
to
I'm
have those
saying, when do you
feelings.
cut it off?
That's on you. You got to figure that out. You got to figure out when to cut that off, because if it gets to the point where it's like robbing you of your day to day,
Mm,
of seeking your joy, of doing your job, of doing the things that you need to do, then yeah, that might be a signal that maybe I need to put these feelings away now. I'm not
yeah,
saying you can't have the feelings, but I'm saying you might want to put them in a box now, because now it's becoming detrimental to your psyche, right? It's becoming detrimental to yourself, because the world we live in, and this has always been the world. Dumb people get shit, right? Dumb people get elevated. Dumb people get all kinds of stuff. Dumb people say dumb shit all the time, and you kind of wonder, like, how did you even get here? Who gave you a mic?
yeah.
Please, somebody cut off the mic. but it happens, right? Every single day. There is not one person I know that cannot say that they don't know somebody that's been elevated to a point where it should be unbelievable. But but here they are, and here we are, right?
Yeah, no.
Like,
I
this
mean,
is
I totally,
unbelievable.
yeah, like I'm just like on some instances it's easier to sort of stay in that mature place and that seasoned place and be like, yeah, comparison is the thief
The
of
thief of
joy,
joy.
and
It is.
and
It is. I
I'm
mean, that's not a
bigger and
lie. It
better than
is.
that, blah 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 blah. But then it's just like, and then you look at folks and you are like,
You
now
dumb.
wait a minute,
You dumb.
time out. This bitch don't know what she do. Like,
Just dumb.
so, oh my God. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to sort of just see your take on that, and see how you felt about that. I feel like if I could talk to my 20-year-old self, I would say you'll be fine. And good things happen to bad people, bad things happen to good people. And as long as you on this earth, everything is gonna happen to you, the good and the bad. And sometimes it's your turn, and
So
sometimes it isn't.
yeah, I think the question becomes like, when does it become my turn, right? Like, when,
Yeah.
and if it's your turn, do you recognize it's your turn? Right?
Mm,
Right? When you're in it, do you see it? Like, this is you, girl. Like, ooh, you doing it. Do you see it? Because you're in it, right? Like, it's like being in a bad relationship. Like, you defending the person because you're in it, right? And
yep.
you're trying to see all the sides. No, 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 they're good. They're a good person. Don't worry. But when you come out of it, you're like, oh my god, they were so toxic. Right?
Like,
You see what
right.
I mean? Like, so are you? So do you see?
Well, let's think about our own relationships. Like when I look at my toxic relationships, I definitely saw it when I was in it. I definitely saw it when I was in it. I definitely saw it. I was like, yeah, I see you toxicity. I see it. You straight poison. No chaser. No chaser.
Okay.
but I'm gonna
You-
but I'm gonna stay in this. I'm gonna stay in this for 5 more minutes. I'm gonna hope for the change.
you
and
poison.
right.
Then that was good. Oh my god. Y'all write that down now. Write that down. Y'all spit poison. Okay?
I'm just
Straight,
saying.
no chaser.
Straight poison. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. And then, okay, so I don't want to veer too much off into that because I'm just thinking
Mhm.
about these old relationships and I'm just like, I probably let them linger far too long.
Oh my gosh. I say that
Um,
all the time. I say it to myself and I've said it to other people, but myself especially. Like, there are plenty of times that I should have left the party. Like,
yeah,
I did not need to wait for the lights to come
yeah,
on.
yeah. Go ahead and tap out.
Like, like I need to go ahead and leave this party.
You've
And
had
now
fun.
I tell young, especially young women, I tell them
Yeah,
all the time, know when to leave the party, right? Like, you do not have to be there until the lights come on,
right.
because then now you're just dragging out the inevitable, right? Just understand what it is. Like, no, no, there's no fixing this.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
going
And to,
back.
to
There's
to that
no.
end, I think I have changed because now, well, I've been in a healthy relationship for a really long time now. Um, but before then, I think my change would have been I've seen enough signs, and the signs can be very small for me, like
Hmm.
very tiny signs,
Hmm.
and I'm like, that's enough. I don't need this to get any bigger. I'm perfectly fine with that sign, and I know you think
Hmm.
it's trivial that I'm gonna dip out for that reason, and that's okay with me too. You can think
But the
whatever you
reason
want.
why you see the sign is because you saw it before,
Hmm.
right? And you
Hmm.
saw it before in a previous toxic relationship that you need to get out of. So
Right.
now you recognize it. The problem is that a lot of us don't recognize it, and a lot of us don't believe our lying eyes, right? And so we go, no, we don't believe our lying eyes. Like, you see it right in front of you, but it's like, no, 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 I don't know. It's not happening. It's like, throw me down the stairs and be like, okay, baby. Like,
Hence why I usually pick up the phone and call somebody. I'm a pick up the phone and call. I'm gonna
Mm.
pick up the phone and call. Now, I haven't done that in a long, like again, I've been in a healthy relationship for a really long time now, so I don't pick up the phone and call about hardly anything except
Hmm.
really benign things like, okay, when we buying this house?
Right, right, right. But even so, I
It's
mean, and this is a topic for another day, but we could talk about, how much do you let people into your relationships, right? Because a lot of the
yes, we
problem is
can.
that
Yes, we can.
people don't let you in, and so then when something happens, it's like, oh my God, I didn't know, right? Because we're taught not to
Right.
talk about what's inside the house, outside the house, right?
And I'm actually a proponent of that method. I do not believe that you should be talking about what's inside the house
I'm
outside the
very
house.
much there with you. I don't talk about my relationships because,
Yeah.
you know, unless, now let me caveat that,
Okay.
unless he's kicking my ass, which I think, you really do need to talk about. You really do need to talk about that because we don't talk about that enough. Like we stay in situations that are actually harmful to us. I'm not
Here's
talking
the
about,
thing. If
yeah.
he's kicking your ass,
Mm.
it's probably known. Probably.
Maybe, may sometimes, but how many things have we heard that? How many times have we heard like, oh my God, I didn't know, right? So, but that's besides the point, and that's
Mm,
a topic for another
for
day,
another
which we
day.
could, well, we could definitely delve into that a
Yeah.
little deeper. But
Yeah.
for right now, we're talking about clarity and having the emotional intelligence, in the workplace, in your home life, in whatever,
Yeah.
to when you see people thriving, but it's like, and you don't want to say people don't deserve to thrive, right? Because everybody deserves to thrive, right? It's just a matter of, but how do you get there though?
Yeah, and
How do you get down?
yeah, I take issue with the word deserve anyway, because it presupposes that you know enough to be able to decide that, and you oftentimes don't have enough of the story.
Hmm.
So you are making a decision based on an incomplete sort of analysis. Like you think you know. I think I know what that person brings to the table. I think I know how competent they are. I think I know, I think I do, but you never do. So, and you say to yourself, well, they deserved it or they didn't deserve it. And really, you don't know. What you mean is, I'm happy for you, I'm not happy for you, whatever that is, right? Like, because there's oftentimes you get things you don't deserve.
Hmm.
So, or vice versa, right? So
Right. Or it's not that you don't deserve it, but somebody else will think you don't deserve it, right?
and
That's
they
really what it
probably
comes
have an
down to.
argument. They probably have a justifiable stance, a position that they're making or that they're sort of from their point of view, you may not deserve it. So that
Hmm.
it's just like it's a weird word for me. I usually try to stay away from it.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
I do because it makes me feel like I am more knowledgeable than I am. And I know oftentimes people have come to me and said things about me, and I'm like, but that ain't even right. You don't even have a whole story. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Mm.
You sat over there and you had a judgment about something that it was incomplete.
Hmm.
You're not in tuned enough with the story. So
Hmm.
go over
Hmm.
there, mind your business. um,
There's that.
I
Mind your
mean,
business.
you know, stay in your lane over there. That's
Not
all
over
I'm saying.
there. All
Okay,
right.
so
Well,
we've got a couple of things that we want to talk about the next time.
yes.
The
Yes.
next time. The next time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
in the meantime, and in between time,
Ooh. I love it in between time. Yes.
we're going to keep talking as much shit as possible.
Oh my God. I love talking shit. Talking shit. Talking shit. Talking shit. Love it. But are we really talking shit though? So, in between the shit talking, we be dropping some kernels, some
Like,
nuggets,
real, for real.
some
Like, right?
like ooh, silky. All right.
All right, girl.
Okay.
Bye.